So I wanted to start our notes with rock cycle, um, basically talking about the three classes of rocks and how one becomes the other. We're going to start with igneous rock. Igneous rock is rock that's formed by cooling magma or lava. Magma is below the crust. Um, Lava is above the Earth's crust. So you can see on our diagram here we have this black line. Everything below that's happening inside the Earth. Everything above that is happening outside the Earth. So we have liquid rock. Usually the heat is from nuclear decay that's going on inside the Earth. As it gets further and further away from the core of the Earth, it starts to cool. It forms our igneous rock. Igneous rock usually has crystals unless it's cooled incredibly fast. The faster igneous rock cools, the smaller the crystals. Where we're looking, for diamonds, in extinct volcanoes where the magma was trapped in the volcano and cooled very, very slowly. Things like volcanic glass, which we call I lost it. Obsidian, usually cooled incredibly fast, either by water or air. As these things become exposed to the elements, we get weathering. Weathering is the breakdown of rock, just making it smaller and smaller. There are two major processes. One is physical weathering, where we have extreme hot and cold. We have little tiny particles of sand hitting the rock and breaking it down. We get ice crystals forming in cracks, or we have salt crystals forming in cracks, ice crystals forming in cracks. That creates our weathering. When this weathering makes these smaller pieces and the pieces start to move, we call that erosion and transportation. Eventually, the wind slows down, the water slows down, it can no longer carry the sediment load, and we deposit our pieces of rock. Over millions of years, these areas of deposition get covered by water, oceans. Incredible pressure pushes these sediments together, and we create our sedimentary rock, our shales, our sandstones, and our limestones. Again, millions and millions of years. As these things get pushed below, get deeper and deeper, they get additional sediments piling up on top of them. They get subjected to additional heat and pressure from plate tectonics. They create our metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks, things like slate and marble and quartz, can then be uplifted through plate tectonics, mountain building, to be exposed to the weather. Or it can be subducted down into the Earth's crust, where we get this remelting and magma. And once it comes back up, mid-Atlantic ridge, we get our igneous rock again, or our volcanoes. Things like Hawaii, mostly igneous rock, the magma from the volcanoes. The igneous rock can be subducted and turned into metamorphic rock. It's pretty much our complete rock cycle.